Welcome back to Trash Man MMA. We're going over every fight to make after UFC 318. I got all the big names. If you looking for freaking I don't know, bro. If you looking for Jackson McVay's next fight, dude, go somewhere else. We are not covering that shit. But we're gonna go over a majority of the winners, some of the losers. I think we're skipping out on a lot of the winners too, Brad. But so, wait, who the frick just got home, dude? Anyways, yeah, let's get right into it, bro. I got some pretty banger matchups. I hope y'all agree with some of the takes that I have, and some of the matchups that I made. I think I did a pretty damn good job. So honestly, let's just get straight into it, bro. All right, Max Holloway. The winner of UFC 318 against Dustin Poirier schooled him for 5 rounds. Honestly, I thought you could give him every single round. I know some people, are making arguments for the second round, but like I said in my recap video, I don't know what other round besides the second you can give to him. And even still, I think the second round goes for him, but this is not a recap video. Uh, I think I see a lot of people, bro. I see so many people matching Max Holloway up with a Paddy Pimblett. Like, what? Paddy Pimblett? I hear some people saying Dan Hooker, bro. Get Lucas Tracy. Bro, Lucas Tracy and Kenya Koye smoking dick. Straight dick, bro. I don't know what the hell they on. They actually think, yeah, Max Holloway versus Paddy Pimblett, man. Make that matchup, bro. Shut the hell up. They delete their channels. That's the worst take I've ever heard. There's only one true matchup that anybody with a half an ounce of a brain can think of. And that is Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira, part 2. Yes, 2. They fought, I believe, in 2000. Damn, I don't. 2016. They fought in 2016, I believe. Fuck, that might be wrong. 2016, I want to say though. They fought in 2016. Ended quite literally maybe 2 minutes into the first round. Charles Oliveira shot for like a takedown up against the fence against Holloway. Holloway stuffed it, but Charles Oliveira hits his head into the canvas and gets back up. Like Holloway stuffs it, he pushes him off. Now Holloway's in the center of the ring. Charles Oliveira's on the cage, and then he kind of just sits down holding his neck. Hey, Max Holloway claims that there was no injury report. I hear from Charles Oliveira's side that there was a tear in his esophagus. Who really fucking knows? But this is the only fight that makes sense. I think it'll be a great proving for Max Holloway too. Like, what better way to prove that you are deserving for a title fight at 155 by beating Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, and Charles Oliveira? What is a better 3-fight win streak? Who else has had that level of win streak at 155? Who else? I mean, you can say that, yeah, Islam's is better than that 100%, but I'm just saying that's an insanely impressive 3-fight win streak if they do make this matchup and if Max Holloway does win. This is insanely good. An evolution of both guys, although Charles Oliveira would be a little bit on the decline. He's like 36. I don't expect a prime Charles Oliveira to be out there. And I can see Max Holloway, I can't see him slumping him. Even though Max Holloway don't really got pop in his shots, I think he does have a lot more pop at 155 than he does at 145. I think his speed alone and accuracy is what will be enough to take it for Max. So I want to see this fight sometime November, December, and both guys are calling for it too. Charles Oliveira, after his loss, he literally like the next week, bro, he said, "Hey, I'm eyeing Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier, man. Maybe I could get the winner in November, December." Max Holloway literally called him out after the fight too in his post fight interviews. He's like, "Bro, this dude's talking crazy. Last time I checked, he quit." Hey, they talking crazy right now, bro. I say we should make this matchup. This is the only good fight to make, in my opinion, bro. Just give Arman Tsarukyan the fucking title shot, bro. I get it. I get it. Nobody wants to give it to him. But there's been less deserving title contenders, bro. Khalil Roundtree fought for a belt last year, dude. I don't want to hear it. Oh, Arman didn't deserve it. Yeah, neither did fucking 8-ranked Khalil Roundtree, bro. Nobody was crying then, though, huh? Nah, just kidding. There are a lot of people were, but yeah, y'all know what I mean, bro. There was less deserving contenders in the past, so why not make just fucking uh, Ilya versus Armin and this in the meantime as well? So this is a fight to make, November, December, I think. Let's get into the next fight, though. Fight to make. Paulo Costa got a good win over Roman Kopylov. Kicked the body. Like, I don't know, man. Like, Roman Kopylov might have like 2 less abs after this fight, dude. Like, that boy obliterated his abdomen. He's probably like pissing and shitting blood as we speak. And that's not even a troll. That's like genuine like body concern with how many body shots he got to him. And Dustin Poirier too, bro. That boy got hit too many times in the freaking. That boy got hit too many times in the body. But Paulo Costa had a really good performance 2 nights ago. And so I think we should. Who did I match him up with? I think. Who did I match him up with? I forget. I forgot. Let's find out together. Oh, Gregory Rodriguez. Dude, this matchup is fire. Gregory Rodriguez getting a win over Jack Hermanson, who, let me remind you guys, was ranked. And he only got kicked out of the rankings due to inactivity. And I know that's like, that doesn't, I mean, that's still not good. But on paper, it's a lot better than being, having your ranking stole from you. So Jack Hermanson, when he beat Joe Pyfer, I forget what rank he was, but he was in the tens to 15s, right? Like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He was in one of those. I believe he was 12. Could have been even 13. Gregory Rodriguez just slept him. What rank is Paulo Costa right now? 13. I think this is like, not only does it make sense, not only is it well deserved for Gregory Rodriguez, who slumped a previously ranked opponent, but the exact same ranking that Paulo Costa is. He worked for it. Paulo Costa, yes, he got a good win over an unranked contender. And I see everybody and their mothers saying, oh, give him Chimaev if Chimaev loses. Since when do you get 2 wins in 6 years? 2 wins in 6 years and get a fucking title shot eliminator fight. MMA Guru, Lucas Tracy, Bedtime MMA, Kenya Okoye, they all need to shut their mouths. You do not win 2 fights in 6 years and get a fucking title shot eliminator against Khamzat Chimaev after he has his shot at the belt and loses. Not to give my pick away or anything, but that is a god-awful take. God-awful. Give him Gregory Rodriguez, who absolutely deserves his shot at the ranking. I know he also lost to Jared Cannonier as well, but Jared Cannonier's top 10. He's a staple of the top 10. So what? Yes, he lost to fucking Jared Cannonier. He also almost had him out. So I've heard. I did miss that entire card. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, from the clips, boy almost had him out of there. But this is a much more approachable matchup for Gregory Rodriguez and Paulo Costa. This is almost like Paulo Costa versus fucking Yoel Romero again. Just 2 fucking Brazilian brutes going at each other. This fight would be fucking fireworks. This fight is awesome and I need this fight ASAP. Fuck out of here giving Paulo Costa a fucking title shot eliminator fight off of 1 fucking win, dude. That shit's dumb as fuck. But on to the next fight. Brendan Allen. Who can we give Brendan Allen to? Now, I was like, dude, what do we do? Do we give Brendan Allen Paulo Costa and just do something else for Gregory Rodriguez? Like, I was a little at loss for words here. And I did see MMA Guru match up Brendan Allen with Nasruddin Imavov, who he thinks is going to lose to Nasruddin Imavov. And you could do that, but that's a little ways away already. Like, I forget when that France card is happening, but isn't that happening in like September? Isn't that happening like, I don't know, like 4 months away from now? Like, that's quite a while to wait That's quite a while to wait for a loser, have him go through a 5-round war, and then wait 6 more months. Bro, fucking Kyle Barajo's an inactive motherfucker, dude. So I don't think Brendan Allen wants to wait all that long. I think somebody fighting very soon at the top of the rankings, who I think is going to lose, Robert Whittaker fights this weekend against RDR, and I think he's getting slimed the fuck out. I don't mean I hate to give away my pick a whole week in advance, but I think Robert Whittaker is getting slimed out in the first 3 rounds due to some submission. I know it's but recency bias, dude. He got freaking mauled by Hamzat Chimaev. You're only picking him to lose because you saw him get subbed. Look, maybe, bro. But I don't think this is the Robert Whittaker of old anymore. You know, I just don't think this is 2018 fucking 2019 Robert Whittaker, dude. Like, I think this is a 2025 Robert Whittaker who's getting slimed out by DDP, who's getting slimed out by Hamzat Chimaev, whose only good wins are, like I said, Paulo Costa, who has 2 wins in the past 6 years, and an unranked bum who I can't even remember his name of, who took the fight on short notice, a week notice. I think Robert Whittaker is getting slimed out, and I think this is a very approachable matchup for Brendan Allen. And it's kind of a kryptonite for if Robert Whittaker goes out this weekend, how I suspect him to go out, which is by sub. I think this is a very approachable matchup for Brendan Allen, who has really good grappling. This guy submitted Paul Craig. This guy's grappling is underrated. But hey, I was going to match him up against RDR, who I think would win. But I think if RDR wins, they're not making him fight number 11, Brendan Allen, who might be number 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to have RDR, who's now top 5 contender. Oh, yeah, fight 5 spots down the ranking, Brendan Allen. No, they are pushing RDR like nobody's business. They are going to give this guy a title eliminator like that. So I think Brendan Allen versus Robert Whittaker is a fight to make. I think very approachable for Brendan Allen, but also very approachable for Robert Whittaker. Brendan Allen was getting stung up by 1-2s, and I think Robert Whittaker can dart in and out faster than a Marvin Vettori, has a deeper toolbox than Marvin Vettori, has better cage control, has better footwork, can do everything better than Marvin Vettori. The striking is completely 10 times over in favor of Robert Whittaker, but the grappling, I would give that an edge to Brendan Allen. So I think this is very approachable for both guys. You know, Robert Whittaker's not going to have to worry about getting chinned out by Brendan Allen. He's just going to have to worry about the ground game a little bit. Brendan Allen, he's going to have to worry a lot on the feet. Every round starts off on the feet. And I think very approachable for both guys. And an extremely fun fight. Can definitely be a headliner. Maybe in New Zealand. Maybe in some fucking bumfuck stadium in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Not Louisiana, because they just obviously went there. But, you know, some one of these other places where, you know, some corked up white boys are going to get hyped to see Brendan Allen fight. You know what I'm saying? Or, yeah, like I said, they're doing a fight night in Australia. You could definitely put this on that card. Definitely put this on that card. That'll be hype. As a matter of fact, I want this on that fight night in Australia. So I think this will be a great matchup. I really want to see it. And let's get into the next fight. Kevin Holland. What a fucking jump down. Now we got to go to fucking Kevin Holland matchmaking. I forgot who I matched this boy up with, but I'll remember in a little bit. But Kevin Holland had an extremely lackluster profile. Hold on, I'm going to take a little sip real quick. Oh, damn. That's fire. Kevin Holland had an extremely lackluster performance up against Daniel Rodriguez, who took the fight on short notice. I'm starting to think that maybe that's how Kevin Holland is getting these wins against these little bums, you know? Like, they're all taking the fights on short notice. Well, Kevin Holland as well, but maybe Kevin Holland's just a little bit better at it than these guys. But Daniel Rodriguez gets it done. Damn near 30-27 Kevin Holland. 29-28, though. He got dropped in the last round. Almost finished. Um, but just extremely embarrassing. Like, we have to deal with Daniel Rodriguez as a top contender now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is just buns. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So I think Kevin Holland we should give to Mike Malott. I forgot. That was stalling because I forgot who I matched him up against with. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott, though. This is a good fight, in my opinion. You can put this nearly anywhere. Nearly anywhere, dude. You could put. I know Mike Malott's not from the UK, but you could put this card on a fuck. You could put this fight on a UK card. The fans are gonna rock with Kevin Holland. They're probably gonna boo fucking Mike Malott. You could, but they often go to Canada. The UFC often goes to Canada as well. They often have pay-per-views there and fucking fight nights there. And maybe they recently announced that they were gonna go do a fight night card there again, like they always fucking do. I feel like they go there too much, to be honest. So, Mike Malott, his recent performance against Trevin Giles, was that his last fight? Um, Kevin Holland is probably looking to get back in there soon. And why not? Mike Malott kind of deserves a not top 15, but he deserves a Kevin Holland, a teetering right there, an 18-17 type of fighter who I do believe Kevin Holland is going to get booted out the rankings. I think he deserves it. You do not lose to fucking Daniel Rodriguez and make us deal with Daniel Rodriguez in the rankings and not get booted. So, Mike Malott versus Kevin Holland. You could put this. You could put this fight anywhere, anywhere in America. If they go to Canada, you could put it there. You can put this card on. You could put this fight on the fucking UK card. Probably not a UAE card. They're probably gonna, I don't know, throw sticks and stones at Holland or something like that. But I think this is a very approachable fight for both guys. And I honestly think Mike Malott can take this. It's not even like me feeding a bum to Kevin Holland. I think Mike Malott can really take this to Holland. But that's it for Kevin Holland and Mike Malott. Put that card on. Put that fight on whatever card you want. But let's get into the next fight. Patricio Pitbull. Extremely lackluster, boring, ole type fight against Dan Ige. Shout out Lucas Tracy. But both guys just prime fighters to have an absolutely disgustingly boring fight. So terrible that they actually made us watch that fight. It was just extremely embarrassing from both parties. I'm not even trying to hate on Patricio Pitbull too much, but I mean, like, fuck, that shit was just ass. So I don't even want to stay on Patricio Pitbull too much. He's good, he's good. He's not bad. He's definitely top 15 worthy fighter, but I don't think he's cracking top 10. Dead ass. I don't think he's cracking top. I think he is the new Dan Ige. I truly believe that. I don't even think he's gonna be the new Dan Ige. I think he's just gonna be another Dan Ige. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just gonna be like, Dan Ige is a fucking what do you call it? A gatekeeper, and so is Patricio Pitbull, another gatekeeper. Two gatekeepers at once, at once. But he's not gonna be gatekeeping this next fight. He will be taking Dan Ige's 11th ranked spot, and who is ranked 11th rank, tied with Dan Ige, or at least was tied with Dan Ige. That is Steve Garcia, newly ranked Steve Garcia. I believe he just fought not too long ago, so they're on the same trajectory. Steve Garcia, I do believe Patricio Pitbull had such a lackluster performance that he still needs to prove to the fans that he's worth watching and worth paying attention to, and even worth his ranking. Because like I said, that performance was extremely lackluster. Steve Garcia has been on a steamroll recently, 6-fight win streak, and honestly, I believe this is unjust for Steve Garcia. I believe he deserves a higher ranked opponent than this, but I think this is an extremely approachable fight. A man who doesn't throw back, shitty grappling, who just stands there menacingly. I think this is a prime highlight reel opportunity for Steve Garcia, and a chance for Patricio Pitbull to prove that, all right, he can not only beat gatekeepers, but he can beat surging contenders. So before we give him a jump up the rankings, he already had his chance against Yair Rodriguez. He beat the gatekeeper. Let's see if he could beat a surging contender now in Steve Garcia. And if Steve Garcia gets past Patricio Pitbull, then we can have him work forward. And same for Pitbull. If Pitbull gets past Garcia, then we can, all right, maybe we could, let's give him a 7, let's give him an 8, ranked fighter. Not these top 5 fighters anymore. So approachable for both fighters. Patricio Pitbull on the declining end, and let's see if Steve Garcia can put work up against the most credentialed fighter he's gone up against in his entire career. So I think this is a great fight, great opportunity for both fighters to prove themselves to the fans and to the UFC to see if they really deserve to go further in the rankings. But let's get on to the next. Daniel Rodriguez, newly ranked 13th ranked fighter. What a boy. What a dude. What a fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? What a dude. With the Jesus tat on his chrome dome and everything. Daniel Rodriguez. Look, Daniel. We all fuck with you, bro. You had a scrap. You outgritted Holland in the third. You survived in the third to, not get TKO'd up against the fence. But look, bro. We gonna have to kill you, bro. We gonna have to get you up out of here, dog. We don't need you, bro. Rude boy, Randy Rude Boy Brown. It's his fucking time. They're playing with this boy too much. You're telling me Daniel Rodriguez gets a shot at a ranked opponent before Randy Brown? You're fucking smoking. You're smoking something different, buddy. I get it, but this is not. I think you could give Randy Brown somebody higher up because I do believe he deserves like a fucking higher up opponent. But this guy is like 9-1 in his last 10 fights. Like he didn't lose to Brian Battle in my opinion. He's like 9-1. He's only lost to the champ. That's crazy to really think about. He's like on a 9-fight fucking win streak, dude. He's only lost to the fucking champ. That's actually insane. But Daniel Rodriguez, he fucking beat Kevin Holland. But look, bro, you just don't belong, dude. You just don't belong, and Randy Brown does, dude. You kicked out Kevin Holland. Let's get a new lanky black man in this division, dude. Randy Brown was gonna put mitts on Daniel Rodriguez, but if he can't, hey, like I said, Randy Brown's the same archetype of fighter as fucking Kevin Holland. Imagine he gets slimed out by Daniel Rodriguez, too. Daniel Rodriguez looked like he had pop in his hands. And, I mean, just saying, Randy Brown got fucking, Randy Brown literally got, like, face planted by JDM. So, let's see if he can handle, a pretty good boxer, I guess, like Daniel Rodriguez. So, I think he can. I think he can put hands on him. But I think it's Randy Brown's time. I think if they give him another unranked fighter, it'll be completely unjust. I want to see, bro, I've been a fan of Randy Brown for so long, dude. I want to see him get a shot at the rankings. Like, they're doing this boy so fucking dirty, and he actually has a good fan base. He's fucking collabing with fucking Engage and shit, dude. This boy's posted up on my timeline shirtless in this fucking tracksuit. It's like, all right, bro. Get the fuck off my timeline, but let me see you on the fucking rankings, dude. Let's see what you could do against number 13 ranked Daniel Rodriguez. I'm hyped for this fight. I want this to happen, dude. Every single one of my fights that I make, dude, it's so gas, and it's like, I need it. It's like, it's not even like, oh, that would be cool. It's like, nah, bro. It's like, once I get it in my mind, it's like, damn, bro, this fight's fire. I need this shit. That's what I need. I need Daniel Rodriguez versus Randy Brown. I need Randy Brown to slime out Rodriguez on a pay-per-view. I need it, bruh. Or a fucking fight night card. I ain't tripping. But in front of a crowd. This fight has to be in front of a crowd. But let's get on to the next, dude. Vinicius Oliveira. Now, if you guys paid attention to my fight night recap video, you guys already know who I have here. You know exactly who I have here. And you know how strongly I feel about Vinicius Oliveira's performance. I think we should give him to no other, the one, the only, Sugar Sean. I'm joking. I'm kidding. Yeah, I know I got you. We should give him to somebody who actually will beat him, hands down, Rob Font. Rob Font is putting leather on this boy. You aren't walking Rob Font down with your hands to your waist. Rob Font's gonna light you up with 10 fucking jabs in 10 seconds, boy. 60 jabs per minute. How many jabs is that per round? I don't even know. 60 times 5, though, bro. That's how many fucking jabs he's gonna land on your bitch ass. I think Rob Font easily handles Vinicius Oliveira. I think Rob Font can break to pressure. Vinicius Oliveira is very imposing, but dude, Kyler Phillips took the first round off Vinicius Oliveira. If Kyler Phillips can take one round off of you because he just didn't break to you imposing your will, Rob Font is Rob Font is sneaky good, you know. Rob Font's sneaky good. Like, I get it. He's the oldest fighter, and there's also some rumors that he's gonna fight Raul Rosas Jr. and stuff. That fight's unconfirmed, but either way, I think either one of those fights, him against Vinicius Oliveira or Raul Rosas Jr., I think it's like, I think Rob Font clears both. They're also not gonna make that Raul Rosas Jr. fight. I don't know. Like, just thinking about it, they're not gonna give Raul Rosas Jr., the number 8 ranked opponent, in the fucking division. He hasn't beat anybody even worthy of a top 20 position, let alone number 8. Like, I just think that was just a rumor, but like, I don't think they're making that fight. But this is a very approachable fight. Makes sense in the rankings. Vinicius Oliveira he was number 15, but I think he's gonna take Kyler Phillips' spot, who's number 12. So Rob Font versus Vinicius Oliveira. I got Rob Font in this matchup. I'm also a huge Rob Font glazer, so when I see easy pickings like this, I just can't help myself and matchmake my boy Rob Font for an easy layup dub against a hype prospect too. Man, this fight, dude. This fight will actually be fireworks. No matter how this fight goes, it'll actually be fireworks. Vinicius Oliveira winging haymakers, Rob Font lighting him up with that jab. I think this will be a fucking amazing fight, and I really want this fight. But let's get on to the next fight to make. Michael Johnson, unranked. I see a lot of fighters. I see a lot of MMA people, Guru matching him up with, who do you match him up with? With Bobby Green. But Bobby Green's got a fight with that one Fajeda guy. I think that's his name. He's probably going to get slimed out. I see fucking bedtime MMA matchmaking him up with fucking Drew Dober. That's cool and all, but a fighter who I actually think, hey, he's right there. That's Unk. You can't give Michael Johnson another prospect. You have to give him another Unk. And who else is more Unk status than none other A10 Miller, bro? Come on. Jim Miller versus Michael Johnson. I know you're thinking to yourself, whoa, I didn't even think about that matchup. You didn't, bro, because I did. I thought of it. This fight is actually going to be this is actually Unk versus Unk at the barbecue. Like, I know more people talking about King Green. Nah, King Green, like one of those fucking, King Green, he a Unk, but he also a YN the way he act. Jim Miller versus Michael Johnson is literally like, I don't know, stepdad versus stepdad type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, mom, I ain't gonna make that joke, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this fight is just perfect for both of these fighters. Extremely approachable. I think Jim Miller's last fight was against Chase Hooper. And Michael Johnson didn't really take much damage against Daniel Zellhuber, honestly. I don't know, maybe his forearms are a little sore from blocking head kicks, Maybe his elbows, hurt a little bit from fucking digging into the shin of fucking Daniel Zellhuber. But other than that, Michael Johnson's pretty scot-free. He didn't take really any damage whatsoever. Maybe a few low kicks here and there. But Jim Miller, he should be ready to go. He should be good to go. He's a dude that always stays in shape. I doubt Jim Miller's out on fucking not in camp and getting fat, Maybe he got a few extra love handles, but nothing crazy. And I just think this is Unk versus Unk. Yeah, Michael Johnson's on a 3-fight win streak, but Daniel Zellhuber is really nothing to write home about, Who else was there? There was who did he beat before that guy? Some fucking white prick. I forget, but this is an extremely approachable matchup for both dudes. Unk versus Unk at the barbecue. You could put this fight on anywhere, and they'll definitely get a huge reaction from the crowd, and an opportunity for potentially one of them to retire. Not saying I don't know who, but more than likely Jim Miller. But hey, I think this fight's a fucking banger. Honestly, I think this could be a really entertaining fight, and it's not like a setting Michael Johnson, because you know how there's no hype between Michael Johnson and fucking Daniel Zellhuber. It was kind of just like Daniel Zellhuber is gonna kill Michael Johnson in the cage. Granted, that didn't end up happening, but it was a very boring fight. And I think two crafty vets like Michael Johnson and Jim Miller can actually, one, provide hype, actually build a fight. Like, you can actually, not gonna lie, okay, you can't put it on pay per view, but you know what I'm saying. You can put it on, like, the prelims of a pay per view maybe, and it'd be a really good. It'd be a really good like gift. You know, just a real good like Unk versus Unk break. You know, sometimes you don't need to see the fastest, snappiest jab out there. Sometimes you just get a little, get a little sloppy fest over who wants the last fucking hot dog. You know, that should be fire. But Michael Johnson versus Jim Miller, I think this would be dope. But let's get on to the next fight to make. Ateba. Ateba Gautier. Ateba Gautier. This was a little difficult because there genuinely is so much you could do with Ateba. Because there's so much you could do, but you kind of have to justify it. And what I mean is, he's sliming out these bums, but they're bums. But at least he's finishing them in the first round, and in this case, damn near a minute. He finished, I think his name was Jose Medina, some fat fucking Mexican that took the fight on short notice. But he's a fat Mexican with probably a good chin. And he finished him in the first round with a knee. And then this fight against Valentine, Robert Valentine, slimed him out in a minute. It made him look like a fucking coward. And you know how he was looking on the contender series. You know, he was looking okay. Arguably had a win against freaking Terrence Finney. And honestly, I don't know if you guys saw that, but Terrence Finney actually pulled out of his fight with I forget that one dude. I forget that one dude who's like always on Twitter, kind of a funny guy, but I forgot his name. But it's Torres Finney, not Terrence. But yeah, Torres Finney had a fight with some dude. Fuck, I'm forgetting. I'm blanking on his name right now. I wish I had his name up in my head, but he actually got replaced by Yusri Belgari, one of those dudes that is constantly Alex Pereira's corner. Hold on, let me pull up the name. Okay, Asmat Bekoev. Torres Finney had a fight with Asmat Bekoev coming up, and he got replaced by Yusri Belgario, one of Alex Pereira's former opponents and current training partners. Why the fuck am I getting into this? We're talking about Ateba Gautier. Hey, fuck it, though. This is my channel, bro. Yusri Belgari, though. He's finally in the UFC. Whoa, there's actually some matchups being made as we speak. As we speak, there's shit coming out. That's crazy. Navajo Sterling versus Rodolfo Bellato. Good thing I didn't match. Okay. All right, but Ateba Gautier, I think he's steamrolling his level of competition. Opponents at his level, I think you could give him a little bit of a jump. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to give him a ranked opponent or anything. I'm not going to give him a Marvin Vettori, which I thought about. I'm going to give him a very approachable fight against another person who the winner of this fight can potentially be looking for a 15th ranked opponent. And I think the perfect person to put him up against to potentially get an opportunity like that would be none other than Bruno Ferreira. Bruno Ferreira also fighting on the same card, getting a armbar in the first round against Jackson McVeigh, who I fucking shitted on at the beginning of this card. Bruno Ferreira's really good, you know. Bruno Ferreira himself is 15th to 20th ranked, like, caliber, and I believe that's where he is ranked. Bruno Ferreira himself is looking for a ranked opponent, and I think with Gregory Rodriguez coming out and looking for a top ranked opponent, I think Bruno Ferreira versus Ateba Gautier, I think the winner of this can, like I said, be looking for, the loser of Paulo Costa versus Gregory Rodriguez, something like that, like just somebody who's not to the end of it, but I think this is a super fun fight for Ataba, Bruno Ferreira, both extremely hard-hitting power punchers. And we've never seen Ataba on the ground, and Bruno Ferreira has, you know, some good ground game. He just submitted a jiu-jitsu guy, and he also has some other good submissions on the regional scene as well. So I think Gutierrez versus Bruno Ferreira, they're on the exact same path. They both took no damage whatsoever. You could book this fight in literally like 2 months' time. I think this fight will be a I think this will be a banger. You could put this on a pay-per-view. This is a really good fight. You could put this on a pay-per-view. Ataba deserves the shine. He's 2-0 in the UFC with 2 impressive finishes. Bruno Ferreira is you know, he's not lost. Well, you know, he's lost to some okay people, but hey, his performances when he does win are extremely highlight worthy. And you know, probably some people that hey, you put his highlights on in front of some casuals, and they're definitely going to be interested in Bruno Ferreira and Ataba Gutierrez. So I think this is a great fight to make, extremely, you know, likely to happen in my opinion if they even just think about it. But I think this is a great fight to make, and I'd be excited to watch it. But with that being said, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed all my picks and all my nonsensical rambling. Um, Let me know what y'all think, bro. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment or hold on. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. There we go. Got to get that outro right. And let me know what y'all thought about my picks, bro. Check out some of my other videos. Now I'm gonna be posting pretty consistently. Wednesdays I should be coming out with my prediction videos. Sundays I come out with my fight recap videos. Mondays I come out with my fights to make. So Tuesday I'll be coming out with my so tomorrow Wednesday I'll come out with my prediction videos for Robert Whitaker and RDR, which I did call out of work for because that shit come out early. So I was like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna be at work for this shit. So I actually called out, first time calling out of my job in like I don't know 3 years. So you know I'm serious about this shit. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. I see my video, my prediction video get to like a 60 something views, 65 views. So I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate y'all showing out. So I'll catch you on the next one, bro. Later.